Hi guys, it's Sarah Lynn. Sorry if I seem a little tense and terse, but this is the third time I've had to record this video. The third time. First time, because there's a giant gap on my left side of just blank wall. That wouldn't work. Second time, my forehead was cut off. So, third time's the charm. Let's see if I can get this done. So today, I'm going to talk about my top 10 favorite films that I think everyone should see at least once in their life. Now, I'm not including Star Wars or Indiana Jones or Lord of the Rings or any of those trilogies, but I'm hoping they're sharing some of my favorite videos that you can get a little taste of what I like, my sense of humor. I don't know if this is going to work, but here we go. Number 1, Airplane. Yes, the humor is a little dated. Yes, it's not politically correct. But Airplane is funny. Like, I saw it the first time and I laughed so hard. It's funny. And it makes references to other things. Dated references, yes, but if you know what dated references they're talking about, it just gets funnier. There are jokes on top of jokes, and the visual gags, and the slapstick, and everything. It is ridiculously funny, and I highly recommend it. Number 2, 3 Idiots. It's a Bollywood film. It has subtitles. There might be audio, it might be dubbed, but I don't think it is. There's singing, there's dancing, there's humor. It made me laugh, it made me cry. If you've seen it, you know which part I cried at. I have never been so moved by a film as I was by 3 Idiots. I mean, it is the most uplifting, positive, follow your heart, do what you love film on the planet. I mean, if I'm feeling down about my hobbies or my likes or interests, and I'm stressed about work and everything, I just watch 3 Idiots, and then it kind of centers me, and it reminds me that doing what you love is not wrong. Number 3, Into the Woods. Do not watch the Tim Burton film that came out a couple years ago. Before you watch this one, watch the stage production with Bernadette Peters. Because this is the one I grew up on. This is the one I know and love. This one. Seriously. If you're going to watch Into the Woods, watch it. This one. The music, the set, the chemistry between all the actors. Growing up, I actually thought that Chip Zien and Joanna Gleason were married in real life. Just because they're so good together. And maybe they had a fling. I don't know. But I know that yes, watch Into the Woods. Number 4, Heart and Souls. Heart and Souls is just sweet. I mean, it's got a young Robert Downey Jr., and he's just adorable. It's got, the 4 Seasons with Walk Like a Man. It's got, it tugs at your heart. Anyone who's seen it, I laugh, I cry hard every time I watch it. I mean, it's just the sweetest film. Number 5. Dirty Dancing. I know, everybody's seen Dirty Dancing. Everybody knows Dirty Dancing. I don't have to tell you how hot Patrick Swayze is. It's a film everybody should see. I mean, Dirty Dancing. Watch it. It's got angst and happy and funny and sweet and yeah. I mean, yeah, the whole messed up abortion part, yeah, that part, but seriously, watch it. Number 6. White Heat with James Cagney. This is an old one. James Cagney was probably, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, it was at the height of his career. Like midway between Public Enemy and what was the last film he did? I'm gonna have to look that up. But funny thing about James Cagney, I read his autobiography, and later on he did another film called Yankee Doodle Dandy, which was a musical, and classic musical, singing, dancing, George Cohan. You should watch that one too. But growing up, James Cagney was a dancer. He was a singer. That was what he did. But when he did Public Enemy, he was kind of typecast as a real gangster, kind of dangerous man. So, but White Heat is a good film. It's, you get to see a criminal kind of come to justice, but then you also see like how the police work and the whole scene when they're following his mother down the roads, and that if you've seen it, you know what scene. But just, yeah, it's a good film. I've seen it at least probably a little bit more than Dirty Dancing, but I've seen it more than 10 times. Alright, so number 7. While You Were Sleeping. While You Were Sleeping, I know, it's classic. It's got Sandra and Bill and Syrupy Sweet, and it's a good film for me. It's got a good memory attached to it. The first time I saw it, I was going to watch it with my mom, on video. And we got about 10 minutes in, and I began to have an asthma attack because, I have asthma, and, I get attacks, whatever. But we got that all taken care of, and, but we never finished the film. And then 2 or 3 years later, my grandmother was over, and she was gonna, I think, babysit me. I mean, I wasn't old enough to be left home alone at night, but I was old enough to watch while you were sleeping. So I asked, could we watch it together? And she said that she didn't remember anything objectionable about it. And so we watched it. And it was just beautiful. It was a good memory. To go on a slight tangent with While You Were Sleeping, Paint Your Wagon is, I think, my grandfather's favorite musical, one of his favorite musicals. And my dad brought it home from the library while I was in college. This was a few years ago. And so my grandpa and grandma and I all decided to watch Paint Your Wagon. And it was like, I had never watched a musical with cuss words. And, everything that went on in Paint Your Wagon, with the two husbands and the wife and all that stuff. I seem to recall my grandparents apologizing to my parents for we didn't remember this much objectionable content in it, but, I just remember it being funny. I remember it being a good time with my grandparents. So, number 8. The Martian. Not only does The Martian have Matt Damon in it, who's Matt Damon. I mean, seriously, what else do you need to know? But in the film, and maybe this is just me who felt that way, but, after I watched the film, I had to look up, we only sent a, rover to Mars. We hadn't sent any humans. But the way The Martian was filmed, and the way it was directed and presented to us, the audience, it made me forget, for the briefest of moments, that we actually never been to Mars. So, and the whole idea of him surviving Mars, and everything that went on Mars, it was just a good film. My family and I have seen it at least 3 times. But it's an incredible film from an acting, directing, not choreography. The setting. The setting of the film. It's a good film. Number 9. Now, going off onto my, Paint Your Wagon tangent, Wild. I think everyone should see Wild, because it's one of those inspiring movies and inspiring books that you want to hike. You want to change your life. I mean, side note about the movie, Wild was actually the first R-rated film I ever saw in theaters. And the woman who took me to see it, she was a family friend. There's a whole backstory, which I will explain in a later film. But she wanted to know if I wanted to see Wild, and I said, sure, a movie sounds great. And I didn't look up the synopsis, or I hadn't read the book. I didn't look up the rating. So, it opens up with the classic, if you've seen Wild, the classic swear word. And Jenna and I both looked at each other and we were like, oh, well, it stands to reason, she's been hiking, she's got blisters, her toenail fell off, all this nasty stuff. So we let that slide. And then it went to the first flashback, which was nudity. And I'm watching and eating popcorn, and I'm like, wait, is that a boob? That looks like a boob. Oh my goodness, that's her boob! And so anytime there's a nude scene, she was like, okay, cover your eyes. So, it was also the first time I'd ever snuck candy into a movie theater. So, that movie is a good film. It is R-rated. There's nudity, drug references, blah, 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 blah. Adult film. Not for kids. But it's just a good film. It makes me want to hike. I mean, it makes me want to, go out and do the PCT trail myself. I mean, PCT, Pacific Crest Trail? Redundancy. Yay. And number 10, the last one, Wait Until Dark. Wait Until Dark is about Audrey Hepburn playing a blind woman, and there's these three guys that are trying to get in her house to acquire a possession that they lost, that she somehow got into her own possession, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. But the way it is done, the suspense and the build-up and all of that, it's a good film. If you like suspense, if you like drama, if you like, oh my goodness, what's gonna happen next, watch Wait Until Dark. Watch it Halloween night with the lights out and the curtains drawn. And oh yeah, it's a good film. Okay, so that about wraps up my top 10 movies I think everyone should see at least once in their lifetime. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really liked it, subscribe. I make new videos whenever I have time. I'm just starting out, so I'm really bad at making time to do this. And then also, cameras, gotta love them. So yeah, I'm hoping in the coming year to get better at doing things like this. So like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what your favorite movies that you think everyone should see at least once in their lifetime be. No. Comment below if there are any movies that you think everyone should see at least once in their life. Maybe we have similar ones. Maybe yours is like totally out there. But I want to know. Comments are good. Comments are helpful. So that's that. So I will talk to you all soon. Bye.